How you guys doing? I'm Adam Saprasky. I'm the broker for Cardinal Realty Group. I'm also a lawyer licensed in Florida. I specialize in real estate law and real estate transactions. Okay, today we are going to be going over a very simple form, but a very important one. The extension addendum to contract. Okay, a lot of the times you might need to extend an inspection period or extend a financing period or maybe extend a closing date or extend anything else. This is where you want to go. The form is available on Form Simplicity to all those people who have that, and I find it to be a very, very useful form. Okay, so I already have some stuff filled in here. As you can see, I have the extension addendum already pulled up on my screen. All right, the seller and buyer that we've been using thus far in our examples is John Smith, the seller, and Mary Doe and Jake Doe. Sorry, this should have been like this the entire time. Mary Doe and Jake Doe, a married couple. Okay, this is for the property 123 Main Street, number 2105, Miami, Florida, 33162. And there should be a comma here. Okay. The effective date, if anyone remembers, was October 23rd, okay, in our hypothetical contract that we've been doing. And today we will be, we can extend a few things. I mean, we can go through this, all right? So let's give a few hypothetical scenarios, okay? So we have let's say we have a 10-day inspection period, okay? We have a 10-day inspection period. It's day 9, and the buyer still hasn't gotten their inspection results back, okay? You have a $25,000 deposit being held in escrow, and tomorrow is your last day of the inspection period. You don't want to lose that $25,000, but you also don't want to cancel the contract, right? You just want to get your inspection report back and say, hey, okay, the inspection came back all right. Now I can confidently sleep at night and move forward on this contract, okay? But you don't have that yet. Right? So you're going to need to go and fill out one of these extension forms and say, check this box, this third box here, inspection period. Seller and buyer agreed to extend the inspection period for additional, well, how many days do you think you're going to need? Because you don't want to keep coming back and filling out this extension form over and over again, right? Don't give yourself one additional day if you know you're going to need 5 additional days, okay? You don't want to keep having to fill this form out. You know, it's more annoying for you, more work for you, and it's more times you have to get people to sign things, which I find no one really enjoys doing. Okay, so in this hypothetical, we've checked off the third box. We're going to agree to extend. I recommend you extend it for 7 days. If you're going to extend anything, you should probably give yourself a week. Okay. All right, or until such and such date. You can put the actual date here. I'm just going to put 7 days, okay? But I do recommend that you do put an actual date here. It's always better to do that. All right, let's say we weren't extending the inspection period, all right? Because you've already gotten your inspection report back and it passed with flying colors. And you said, you know what? I'm not worried at all about the inspection of this house, because I just got it inspected and it looks great. Everything's great. The integrity of the house is great. The roof is great. There's no mold. Everything works. Awesome. I want to move forward and purchase this house. Okay? But I still have a $25,000 deposit, it being held in escrow, and I have a financing contingency on my contract that says I have a 30-day financing loan commitment period. Okay? AKA the financing period, okay? So if it's day 20 something, approaching day 30s, and we have given ourselves 30 days as a financing period, and you haven't heard from the lender yet that said, with a letter saying, buyer, you are hereby approved for this loan, and we are committing and to giving you this loan. We've done our appraisals, we've done our due diligence, and we as the lender are going to approve you for this loan. Okay, once you have a letter that says that, you're pretty much confident that you are going to get funded and you no longer need this financing contingency because you're going to get the financing. You're going to get the financing. But you need to know this within the financing period. Okay, so if it's approaching day 30 and you still haven't heard from your lender saying we're approving you or denying you, well, then you're going to need to extend that financing period. Okay, because if day 30 passes and then you get denied for that loan, guess what? You can't get your escrow deposit back. So that $25,000 deposit that we made earlier, it's gone now. You can't get it back. So you're going to want to extend the financing period if you find yourself in that situation. Very simple. That's why I love this form so much. Just come back to this form, check off financing period for an additional, how many days do you think you're going to need? You're going to want to communicate with your lender. All right, lender, you haven't approved or denied me for the loan yet, but I need to have an answer. And how much longer do you think it's going to take? 7 days. If they say 7 days, mark my words, double it, put 14. Okay? So we're going to ask for an additional 14 days, and we're going to ask the seller. We're going to say, seller, I need more time. I don't want to cancel this contract, but I also don't want to lose my deposit just in case I don't get approved financing. So could you please sign this form that I went ahead and filled out, giving me an additional 14 days to find out whether or not I'm going to get the financing? We are going to want to extend the financing period, okay, in that situation. All right, so finally, I think the most common use of this form would be to extend the closing date, okay? You have, for one reason or another, one party, either the buyer or the seller, is not able to close on the specified closing date that we specified in the contract on page 1 of the contract earlier. Okay, something's come up. Maybe the buyer doesn't have the funds ready. Maybe the seller's not ready to move yet. Maybe anything. For one reason or another, either the buyer or the seller is not ready to close. Now, sure, there's all sorts of legal remedies you could take, but who wants to do all that? All you want to do is go back to this form, check off closing date, and say, if you're the buyer and you need some more time, you put the date that you're going to need. Okay, so let's say we were supposed to close. Actually, originally, if you remember our contract, we put to close on the 25th. Well, guess what? We're not ready. We're not ready to close. We don't have, for one reason or another, we cannot close on the 25th. We need another 7 days. So we're going to come here and we're going to put the 1st, right? We need till the 1st. Seller, please, we don't want to cancel the contract. We still want to purchase your property. Please, can you please agree to extend the closing date another 7 days? All right, and at that point, you're going to send this form over to the seller and hope that they sign that as well. Okay, and there are a few other items here that you can extend. I don't think it's worth going into right now. And another thing that I like to just put here at the end, which isn't necessary, but I think it's nice to do, is just put in the words, all other terms and conditions remain equal. Okay? It just looks nice and fancy. All right? So we're going to do that. The seller's going to the seller's going to sign, the buyer's going to sign, and now we have an agreement to extend a part of the contract. Okay? So that wraps it up for today's lesson on the extension form. And I hope you subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this information useful. And I hope to see you again in the future. Thank you.